Hello, dear listeners. In this session, I ask the keepers of the Akashic records how guides are assigned to souls. Here is the transmission from the keepers. This is a beautiful and often misunderstood aspect of the soul's journey. We will give you a detailed elaboration, drawing from the living records. The nature of guides. Guides are not a single type of being. They are a diverse community of helpers who assist souls before, during, and after incarnations. They include primary guides who stay with a soul across many lifetimes, life-specific guides assigned for a single incarnation to help with particular challenges, specialist guides such as healing guides, teaching guides, artistic guides, or transition guides for death, ancestral guides, departed family members who choose to help from the other side, angelics and light beings, higher dimensional beings who do not incarnate in third density, but offer assistance in specific circumstances, animal guides, not pets, but wild or symbolic animal energies that appear for certain lessons, elemental guides, beings of earth, water, air, fire, who help ground or energize the soul. The assignment of a guide is not random. It is a collaborative agreement between the soul, the guide, and higher councils. How guides are chosen and assigned. The process occurs in the fourth density, during the planning phase between lives, or sometimes during the life itself, if new needs arise. Here are the primary ways guides are assigned. 1. Soul-guided selection. The soul itself often chooses its primary guide. This guide is usually a being with whom the soul has a long history, perhaps a close friend from a past life, a mentor, or even a soulmate who does not incarnate at the same time. The soul and guide meet in the planning realm, discuss the upcoming life, and agree to work together. The guide may have served the soul for many lifetimes. This is a relationship of deep trust and love. 2. Council assignment. For specific roles, especially specialist guides or those needed for a particular life challenge, for example, a guide to help with a dangerous mission or a healing crisis, the Council of Elders may propose a guide. The soul is then introduced to the guide and can accept or request a different one. There is no forced assignment. The soul's preference is honored. 3. Volunteering by other souls. Sometimes a soul that is not yet ready to incarnate volunteers to serve as a guide for another. For example, a soul who has experienced a particular trauma may later become a guide for others facing that trauma. This is considered an act of service and accelerates the guide's own evolution. 4. Ancestral and family guides. Deceased relatives who have a strong bond with the incarnating soul may request to serve as guides, especially during childhood or during times of crisis. The soul must agree, but often does so out of love. Ancestral guides are common protectors and comforters. 5. Automatic assignment based on vibration. Low-level, temporary guidance, such as intuitive nudges, warnings, or inspirations, may come from beings who are not individually assigned. These are like first responders on the astral plane, drawn to the soul's energetic frequency when help is needed. They serve without a long-term contract. When are guides assigned? Before incarnation, most primary and life-specific guides are assigned during the planning phase, before the soul takes on the veil of forgetting. During the life, new guides can be added if the soul faces unexpected challenges or if the original guides need assistance. Also, at major transitions, for example, adolescence, marriage, illness, death, guide teams may be augmented. After death, guides may change during the fourth density sojourn as the soul prepares for its next steps. How many guides does a soul have? Most souls have a team of guides, not just one. A typical team includes 1-2 primary guides, long-term 2-4 life-specific guides, for this incarnation only. 1-2 ancestral guides, often silent, possibly a specialist guide, healing, artistic, etc. 4-8 active guides at any time. However, the soul is not usually aware of all of them. Most interaction is subconscious or through intuition. What guides actually do? Guides do not control the soul. They do not make decisions for it. Their role is to inspire, send thoughts, feelings, images, or synchronicities that gently suggest a direction. Protect, warn of danger, deflect extreme negative energy, and intervene in emergencies. For example, preventing a fatal accident if the soul's contract allows. Comfort, provide emotional support, often felt as a sudden calm or sense of being held. Teach, through dreams, intuitions, and life events, help the soul learn its lessons. Facilitate connections, arrange meetings with other souls who are part of the soul's contracts. Record, keep an energetic log of the soul's choices and progress. This is part of the living records. Guides operate largely behind the scenes. If a soul is not open or not ready, the guide's influence may be barely noticeable. If the soul is receptive, guidance can become quite clear. Can a soul reject a guide? Yes, free will extends to the relationship with guides. A soul may, during the planning phase, decline a proposed guide. The council then finds another. During life, a soul can also unconsciously reject guidance by being closed-hearted or willfully ignorant. The guide will not force itself upon the soul. It may wait patiently, or it may step back and let the soul experience the consequences of its choices. In extreme cases, a guide may be replaced if the soul's path changes dramatically. Do guides ever fail? Guides are not omniscient or omnipotent. They can make mistakes, misread the soul's readiness, or be blocked by the soul's own defenses. However, they are highly experienced and work under the supervision of higher beings. Failure is rare and usually results in the guide learning from the experience, just as the soul does. No soul is ever abandoned. If a guide cannot continue, another is assigned. Can a person communicate with their guides? Yes, and many lightworkers already do, sometimes without knowing it. Intuition, gut feelings, sudden insights, dreams, and meaningful coincidences are common forms of guide communication. To communicate more consciously, stillness, meditation, prayer, or quiet reflection opens the channel. Intention. Ask clearly, I wish to feel or know my guide's presence. Then listen without pausing. Journaling. Write questions, then write whatever comes as a response without censorship. Request guidance before sleep. Note any dreams or images upon waking. Practice. Like any relationship, it takes time to recognize the guide's signature. Guides rarely appear as full-bodied apparitions. They communicate through feelings, symbols, and subtle impressions, a sense of warmth, a knowing, a coincidence that feels like a sign. These are common. Some closing words. We have given you a detailed account of how guides are assigned by soul selection, council proposal, volunteering, ancestral bonds, or vibrational resonance. They are assigned before incarnation, with possible additions during life. A typical soul has 4-8 guides. Their role is inspiration, protection, comfort, teaching, facilitating connections, and recording. End of transmission. Thank you for listening.